are times when the sky shows certain effects or details that make people quite intrigued, either because it's the first time it appears in the sky at a different time of the year, or because of its disturbing and sudden first appearance, which only revives past fears as speculation about its presence begins to run rampant. Yes, many phenomena have been appearing at the wrong time in recent times, but that's why we shouldn't worry about their appearance, should we? What about those events that, despite their strangeness, seem to have an explanation? Can't astronauts be surprised by their appearance and send images back to Earth to share such an event? That's exactly what happened a few days ago, when Italian-born astronaut Samantha Cristoforetti witnessed an incredible event, which, although she was initially struck by its strangeness, she later learned why. There is no doubt that the Earth is a peculiar place where various events can occur without warning, and although we sometimes forget, our planet is always in charge of reminding us of them. Remember when we told you that many of the events that occur on Earth happen for the first time? Well, the event that led to the surprise and the images sent by astronaut Samantha Cristoforetti was something that was not known to happen, at least until that moment. Although some people knew of her presence, this is the first time that this situation has been captured by one of the members of the International Space Station, or the ISS. Of course, what happened not only reached scientists and engineers, but ended up being shared on several social networks by the astronaut himself, which caused people to start making their own theories and conjectures about what they saw. This was to the extent that they had several experts on the subject to comment on what was really seen in the firmament, so that people did not start with their misinformation. If Samantha Cristoforetti had suspected what would happen when she published the first images, would she have shared them? We don't know the answer. What we can comment on are the photos themselves, which were taken from space and focused on the Negev desert in southern Israel. A bright light can be seen in that spot, and these pictures were accompanied by the message, "Intriguing sight, a bright spot in the Negev desert." How rare to see man-made lights during the day. Although many people read the message that accompanied the photos, some groups were quick to associate the event with intriguing, mysterious, and even pessimistic facts, all with the aim of explaining what they were seeing at the time, although without taking into account a real fact that was later recorded by some media. Life on the International Space Station is not like life for other people on the planet. Most of the time, astronauts are immersed in a whole series of tasks and activities that consume practically their entire day. So, they're sometimes unaware of certain events that usually take place on Earth, and sometimes they only get the chance to notice them because of such sightings. Their lives are dedicated almost 100% to their research, so simply being able to admire the Earth from space can be a luxury. One that you sometimes do, and that can provoke these reactions from you. That was the case with the images Samantha Cristoforetti shared on her networks, when she decided to capture the moment when the light was brightest, so that the rest of the people could admire its appearance. Of course, no one expects to see a point of light over the desert, let alone in broad daylight. This is what provoked such reactions from the public, although the astronaut herself was quick to give an explanation on her social media accounts. Quote, "It's a concentrating solar power plant, one of the technologies for getting renewable energy from the sun, with one of the tallest solar power towers in the world," she added. That's right, forget about alien civilizations contacting humans, or top-secret projects run by some governments. What happened was a lot easier to explain than we thought. Well, we've already seen what happened with the strange event that Samantha Cristoforetti witnessed, and although it is a situation that anyone could have experienced, we cannot ignore certain aspects of it. Why did she appear at that moment and not at another, and why didn't other astronauts report it? Let's find out those answers. For those who are not familiar with this project, the Ashalim Solar Station was created with the purpose of obtaining the maximum amount of solar energy, thanks to its more than 50,000 heliostats. These machines are made up of a series of mirrors controlled by a computer, and their mission is to collect the energy given off by the sun's rays. The solar panels that make up the station are located on a tower that reaches a height of 260 meters. For this reason, the site is known as the world's tallest this solar station. The mirrors themselves usually follow the path of the sun and reflect its light through a boiler, which is housed at the top of the tower. This mechanism is capable of producing enough heat to drive a turbine that eventually purifies the energy and converts it into a renewable good. While the structure of the station itself is often striking in its own right, it is fair to say that the impressive amounts of energy moving around inside it are also an object of admiration. On its own, Ashalim Station has what it takes to generate power for 70,000 homes. That's a good-sized city, and it's all thanks to the power of a single tower. That not only demonstrates the incredible benefits of solar power, but also its impressive capacity, which goes hand in hand with the fact that this resource is renewable and low cost. So, we'll have to be one of the first solar power plants of the century. This plant is so efficient and productive that it can even emit enough light to be seen from outer space. Like a giant lighthouse in the middle of the desert, guiding people home while demonstrating its capabilities in broad daylight. And with this last piece of information, we end the video. As we told you from the beginning, various natural and man-made events often occur on Earth, for which no immediate explanation can be given. Of course, that is not why people have decided to put these cases aside, so we hope that in the not-too-distant future, we'll be able to experience more cases like this one. And you, have you ever witnessed a fact that you don't understand or don't know how to interpret? How'd you feel about it? Would you like to see a light in the middle of the desert as Samantha Cristoforetti saw it? Leave your answers in the comments below, and if you would like to add suggestions for future videos, we encourage you to do so. Thank you for your likes and for subscribing. Your support keeps our site growing. See you next time.